Alright, hello and welcome to another live stream. We will get tying here in about 4.5 minutes or so. Got to do my usual shake and bake, share the stream. That's what we can do. It's been a beautiful, beautiful day today. A little cool, but we'll get by. We shall get by. Have a fun and exciting tie for you today. Kind of going a little freestyle, if you will. No particular pattern in particular, but as you know, it's, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and view this so I can get my chitty chat on. Say hi, say hello in the live chat here on YouTube. Figure out let's see here. Here we go. So we got this new thing going on. We'll talk about it here for a little bit before we get started. There we go. Alright, let's see here. We'll get this going. Bum-ba-bum. Not quite 6 o'clock. 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. So we'll get this shake and baked out. Boom, boom, boom. So anyways, I got a giveaway going on. We started that this last week. If you watch the live streams regularly, a lot of things going on in there. You know, I start off tying one fly, and it gets into a few different things going on. Sometimes, like I did last week, I had some epic failures. It was kind of rough there on my second one. My thread broke a few times, and I even stuck myself with the hook. So, keeping it real, keeping it live. You know, it's one thing to sit here and tie a few with a couple of different takes. But when it gets to the live stream, you never know what's gonna happen. This is it's a fun and easy tie. It just kind of came to me earlier today. We'll call it that. Kind of thinking about what my tie of the week should be, and I thought I could do a little get a little freestyle action going on. So we shall begin. I got 6 o'clock. I got about 30 seconds left on my little alarm clock, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Hello, Donna. Good evening. How are you? Hiya, hiya, hiya. That's how they know I'm from Minnesota. All right. Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and just turn off the beeper alarm. That way I kind of give myself a little bit of a countdown to start. Let's get our vise in place, and we shall remove our backdrop. Get that out of the way so we can stay focused in. Lights, camera, and action. That is what we are tying today. I haven't really named it yet. I'm kind of thinking of calling it like a Mocha Parachute. It's a March Brown kind of. Have that big old huge oversized parachute on there. It's a size 14 hook. Parachute's probably good for a size 12, maybe as big as a 10. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. Oh, I forgot. There it is. Making sure I have my my liquid beverage at the ready. So with this one, this is a size. It's a size 14. It's a 4X fine Riddich bend. Good old down eye hook. Nothing fancy, nothing special. It is what it is. Tying thread, I'm using a kind of a browner, dark brown waxed thread. And when I cast on my thread, I'm going to use this as a ribbing. So I'm going to pull out full length of thread out of there. And like all good flies, we'll begin this one with just a single wrap of thread. And we'll continue those wraps nice and even all the way down the shank of the hook to the bend. This giveaway, we'll talk about that here. After we're done with this first fly, I got a little card I made up. Gives everybody the full rundown. So we'll wait till then until we talk about that. Keep you guys on the hook for a few more minutes. All right, those two little bits of tail, that is some good old moose mane. You can't go wrong with moose mane. So I'm just going to line up those two tips as close as I can get them. All right, let's measure this out. Don't want them too long, you don't want them too short, you want them to be just right. So I'm going to go a little bit longer than one hook's length. Get those situated on the back. And as I'm holding one on either side of the shank of the hook. At least that's the theory. They're even, but they're not even. I think we can pull the right one and get that lined up. There we go. Much better. Much better. So, Donna, I hope you're still watching. I hope you had a wonderful day today. Can't complain. The weather was decent. You made the cut for the giveaway. You will have one entry, and I was going to wait to see how I was going to write that all down, but I'm just going to write your name and my buddy PJ, write his name because he commented as well. So I have two entries, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You're going to have to hang on if you want the full details. All right, I'm going to take my thread forward. I'm going to tie in my parachute. And for this parachute, I'm using crinkled Zelon and an amber, caddis amber. And you know how I like to go from the underneath side. And I'm going to leave myself a fairly decent long parachute top up there, the post. Lock that in pretty good. We'll come back and finish addressing that. I'm going to run this material, I don't know, about halfway back from where I tied it in. Then I'm going to come in and trim that off there. That way I get a little bit of a taper, natural taper into that body. Alright, now we're going to build our post. So I'm going to go over the hook. I'll come around this. Just let that hang. I'm just going to set that over there and let that hang and hold it up. And after a few wraps, the material starts to really bite down on itself. But we're just trying to get this to post up a little bit. Alright, I'll come in here and wedge this in a little bit. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Take our thread back to the bend where we'll tie in our body material. And for this body, it is a turkey feather. It's a Ozark turkey, Merganser. Anyways, it's this beautiful brown turkey feather. There we go. So just a couple, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. If I look really closely, it looks like 4 fibers. And I'll just trim that off at the bottom. And you have your top side and your bottom side, and I am going to tie it bottom side up or out, however you want to refer to it as. So when it flips over and when I plumber it on, it'll be the right side out. Take my thread forward, and I'm going to park it just in front of that post. Now, one of the questions I see from time to time are hackle pliers. You know, get different hackle pliers. We're going to use both of these on this one fly. This one with the big padding has that nice wide grip. So I can just grab a bite of those fibers. And we're going to palmer those forward, touching wraps. We'll be mindful of that tip of that hook. So it looks like I had one that got away. Eventually it'll free itself. But it is what it is. Let's come in here and we'll help this one along. Get that one just out of the way. Oh, in the way, out of the way. Nice and delicate. Touching wraps from the rear to the front, building up the body. I stack it up a little bit as I get up front here. See if I can't work with that taper. I'll do one more wrap. Right there behind that parachute, nice thick body. That beautiful turkey. Gobble gobble. Alright. Lock it down in front of the parachute. Nice and easy, couple of locking wraps. And we'll just release our hackle pliers. Marnbo, how you doing? You are in awe. Oh, hot dog. We're just getting along here. Trim off our excess turkey. And we're going to do some counter wraps with our thread here. Opposite of the direction we had our body material going. This will help extend its shelf life. Give it a little bit of protection. Just, I don't know, the ribbing on it is so subtle. Alright, I'm going to take my tying thread out of the way, and because these are counter wraps, I've been practicing this. Normally I come in with the whip finish on top, but this time, how did I do that? Yep, that's how. I'm going to do my whip finish reverse, a backwards whip finish. 1, 2, 3. And if you think that's easy, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and practice doing a couple of reverse whip finishes. I do that so I don't have to worry about anything coming undone. That's a lot of fun. You know, sometimes I haven't done it in a while, but practice tying left-handed. All right, so in front of the parachute post, I'm just going to build up the body a little bit. I'm not going to add any more turkey up front or anything like that. And for the actual parachute itself, you know, like I said, I'm just kind of winging it, freestyle winging it, ha 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 ha, with the hackle. Found this stuff. I have a few more feathers I can use that are relatively small. These are definitely oversized for this little, relatively speaking, little 14 hook. So we'll go ahead and just pick one out. We'll just pick one out. Ideally, you want your parachute hackle to be a little bit smaller than what I'm using right here right now. But, you know, this is more for the fun of it than anything. Go ahead and trim off your bottom. Get this a little bit closer. And I'll do my little buzz cut on either side of that stem. On the side here, I'll lock that in. A couple nice tight locking wraps. All right, now I'm going to run this up the post a couple of turns. So I'm just going to get my thread on that other side. Let it hang, let it hang. Just kind of letting gravity do its thing. Once you get a couple of wraps, then it's all good. Saul Goodman. So, who's ready to get dangerous here? This is the fun part. So, like I was saying, I got two different styles of hackle pliers. The one with the rubber pad, that was great for handling that turkey. And for this actual hackle, I am going to be using my little fine-tipped, whatever you want to call it. This was my first hackle pliers. Came with my little beginner set. Alright, so this is a game of tension and balance. This is where you just have to be mindful of how much tension you're pulling. Know that as you get lower on the parachute, the more tension you can add, just because it's magical that way. So I'm started at the top and I'm working my way down. Get down here, and I'll just do a few more turns. Really build that up. All right, holding this off, up and to the left a little, or down and to the left. Just gonna get this around that body nice and tight. Nice and tight. All right, and I'm gonna do one underneath this way. I'm gonna do two underneath this way. And ideally, we want to cut that off, but since it broke off, we're not going to worry about it. All right, now to come in and do my whip finish up front, I'm going to employ the PJ Pigeon straw methodology, and I can just take that straw and use that to hold that material back. Now what I did here is I just cut it down in the middle. And I got a little V notch in there, and that really helps guide it. All right, hands free, I can come in and whip finish all day long. But we'll just give it a quick 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I have a couple of stray fibers up there. I don't know. We'll go ahead and we'll see if we can't trim those off. I don't know. See, there we go. I can do all my business up here underneath where that parachute goes. Release my strizzaw. And now we can trim our parachute post to length. And eyeballing it, I kind of have this natural little dome, but these aren't perfectly straight. So I'm just gonna even that out about the same height. So that is that. That's I don't know, a Mocha Parachute. What do we call this little guy? You tell me. I'm gonna do an actual the usual step-by-step video and the typical fast forward. All right, back here I had these two moose mane hair fibers. I'm just gonna spread those out a little bit, even those out. So that is it. What do you say? What do we call this little guy? I'm kind of thinking like a cappuccino or a mocha or something. It's a something parachute. We do know that. We do know that. Just a few down there. There we go. All right. So here we go. This is your second chance. We're going to talk about this. This is the giveaway. Let's talk giveaway time here. Let's go ahead and get our fancy high-tech graphics up there. We'll move that out of the way, and we'll zoom out. All right, so this is the deal, folks. I'm doing a giveaway. After this video goes in, after this live stream goes into video mode, when it's no longer live, that means Donna and the Moranbao. I just want to not butcher that. Give me a name there. Mbao. I don't want to call you Moranbo. That just seems rude. Anyways, after this video goes into syndication, once it becomes an actual video, comment on that video. And after the week is passed, I'll close that video's voting eligibility or comment eligibility. You can always comment, but your vote will not a vote, but you'll only get one entry per week per viewer. So once this is all done and it hits video mode, go ahead and leave me a comment on there. And then next week, I will have your name, and that goes in as an entry. So prior to this live stream, I had 2 comments from last week's. And last week's, what did I tie last week? I believe it was this guy. I think that's what I tied last week. I'm just drawing a blank. Anyways, at the end of the 12 weeks, you'll have 12 possible entries, and I'll draw a name out of the hat, and the winner will get a tie of the week for every week that we did this 12-week drawing. So, Moranbo. Nice. Moranbo. I like it. Welcome aboard. Welcome to All Tied Up. So, hope that makes sense to everybody. Let's go ahead and tie another fly. We'll go back and do that again. Oh, before I go too far, we have, we'll go back to this graphic. Here we go. Love my graphics. High budget system here. All right, by the numbers. Each week I'm going to start reporting by the numbers. So here on YouTube, I have 122 subscribers. Good old Instagram. Instagram has 135 followers. And good old Facebook, 115 likes. So spread the word. All Tied Up is where it's at. You know, I may not have the highest quality of production. I would love this to get better, but that's all going to take time and money. So what I don't have in finances and budget for everything, I make up in spirit, I hope. So, all right. So Donna says that she thinks this is the Mocha Parachute. I think so. I mean, it's a lot of fun. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Get that one out. And we will secure our blank hook. Once again, if you're just joining me, this is a size 14. It's a 4X fine. It's a dry fly hook because we are tying a dry fly. Thread is a brown wax thread, and I'm going to pull out quite a bit of a tag end because I'm going to use that for my ribbing and because I like to work on that reverse whip finish. There's got to be a name for that. There's got to be a joke there somewhere about that. All right, all the way to the bend. Come in with 2 moose hair. Hair eye. What's the singular? I guess hair's hair. 2 strands. All it needs. We'll go ahead and take that down to a smaller, manageable length. Match up our tips. There we go. And I'm going to do a hook's length and change. Hook's length and change for the length. Maybe not quite. There we go. Got that balanced, one on either side or thereabouts, at least on the top. We'll do 1 wrap underneath. Once we're satisfied, we'll go ahead and just run that forward. I like taking a couple of wraps on the shank of the hook and then going in and tucking in the material. I'm sure somebody out there might disagree, but it works for me. It keeps the material from rotating around, I found. We'll do a couple more wraps. Lock in that moose hair nice and tight, nice and tight. All right, right up there at about that 2/3, 1/3 point. Let's get this parachute tied in. Once again, this is a crinkled Zelon. It's a caddis amber from good old Blue Ribbon Flies out there in West Yellowstone. If you haven't been there, go check it out. Some good fishing out there. All right, couple wraps. Nice long post here on the top. I'll trim that down. I'm going to run this down the body a little bit, about halfway between there and here and there. Bring our thread forward and we'll post up our post. Come in there and wedge that down. Boom, boom. Just let that hang. Just let it hang down. It doesn't have to be super duper tight. Once you get a few of those, then you can come back and do some bona fide turns. Always situate yourself so you keep your thread going in the same direction. Think of yourself as an organ grinder. All right. PJ Pigeon at PJ Pigeon Fly Tying. Check them out. Check them out on. It's got a. I don't know how you doing on YouTube. Have you got any videos yet out on YouTube? He's on Facebook. Check him out on Facebook, and yeah, welcome aboard, PJ. This is my the working title on this is the Mocha Parachute. Mocha Parachute. All right, body material. This is a dyed turkey feather, Meringer brown. It's an Ozark turkey. Gobble gobble. coming down here, and these nice big long fibers. I don't know, 3 or 4 of them or so. Just trim them, and they just slide right off. We're going to tie these in by the tips, and we're going to tie it underside out, upside down. Shazam, shazam. There we go. We're going to lock that in, and the reason why I tied it shiny side out is because when I go to do my wraps, it's going to fold, and it'll be the party side out. Alright, coming in with my fat hackle pliers. Grab those 4 strands and fold it over beautifully so the right side will be out. Looks like I have 1 broken fiber already. We'll work with it. Work with it, work with it. Just pretend it's not there. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. There we go. Get it out of the way. Not quite. This thing wants to be a booger. Little booger bear. See ya. It is out of the way. Alright. Do one last wrap there, just right on top of itself. I want to get it some thickness in the body, and we'll tie it off here in front of the post. Here we go. Here we go. Jimmy, how's it going? Welcome to another Talkin' Tie. Jimmy, does that you missed out on this first round of entries for the giveaway. So be sure to comment on this video, or on this live stream, after it becomes a video. My dad wants to know, Richard Husingfeld, if you couldn't tell, that Husingfeld name is as awesome as it gets. Do I ever use gallows to hold up my parachute? Well, no. I don't have any gallows. I have my big old gorilla arms that you gave me, but I am thankful for. So, happy, you know what? We'll just go ahead and wish Richard Husingfeld a happy birthday. It is his birthday week. Happy birthday, Dad. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being an awesome dad. We love you. Looking forward to our trip to Montana. Whoop, whoop. All right, did some counter wraps there with this extra piece of thread. Go ahead and get my tying thread. Toss that out of the way. I'm going to come in and do my reverse whip finish to secure that rib. And I'm just going to give it a little 1-2 whip finish. It doesn't really need to be much. Get my big old fat fingers out of the way. Alright, let's go ahead and check our watch. You know what time it is? It's hackle time. Get our thread. You know, I'm going to build that up just a little bit. Build up that head up front just a little bit. Alright, hackle, hackle, hackle. I only have a few left. Not much left I can use there for this size hook, but I'm digging it. I'm having fun. We'll go ahead and isolate one of those. These are tough. Here we go. Nope. I need assistance. There we go. Good old tweezer squeezers. Helps you isolate it, get down on it, grab and go. Alright, we broke the fluff off when we took that off, so we're just going to come in and give it the old high and tight on either side of that stem. Yeah, PJ, you gotta work. Go make the bacon. Go deliver the bacon. Have a good night. Happy safe travels tomorrow. Keep on trucking, my friend. Alright, here we go. We'll take our thread up this parachute post. Again, I'm just letting it wrap once and let my thread hang. Nice balance. A harmonious tension. Here we go. Park my thread right there in front. So when I do my wraps, when I go to lock off, I take my thread up this way first. That's right, PJ. Have a good night. Be sure to comment on this video tomorrow or sometime next week or this week. You have 1 week to comment, and in that week I'll count your comment as an entry for each week, and July 2nd is when I'll do the big drawing. I'll come up with a little bucket or something. Put these names in. Alright, nice and easy. We'll just take it easy on the tension. This is where you really gotta feel it. Become one with the hackle. Be one with the post. I think that rocks the most. Alright, 1, 2 tight wraps, locking down. We'll do one turn this way, lift all that up. And this time we'll actually, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like breaking the, really not a fan of breaking tips of feathers off, especially on the finished or the locked down end. Alright, we'll come in here. I gotta unwrap one wrap so I can get that. Here we go. There we go. Alright, now I can trim the tips. Oh no! Sorry about that, viewers. Focus! Focus! There we go. To give you, the viewers, the ideal view, that's why I keep my camera on this side, and as a consequence, it gets bumped from time to time. So, it is what it is. Alright, I'll show off my birthday whip finish tool I got last Monday. Beautiful, beautiful. Tiger maple. Tiger maple. This is part of the Dave Coleman lineup. Local fly tire and artisan. Alright, let's go ahead and trim off our tying thread nice and close. Shazam. We'll take off our strizzaw and we'll get this parachute, or trimmed our post at the parachute. Gotta just trim the post. That ought to work. And we'll come through and split our tail. Just a little persuasion. That's all it takes. All right. And let's see, we got a couple here on the bottom. Here we go. Nice flat bottom. So there it is. That is, I don't know, I like it. The Mocha Parachute. Mocha. Are you a joker? What do you think, viewers? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a comment. Give me a shout out. Let me know what you think of this little Mocha Parachute. Now here's a little something else I was working on before I went and found my moose mane for the tail. Where's my little hook thingy? I will use the magnet. There it is. I was tying around, and I got a friend for the Mocha Parachute, but this one, I use this tan goose biot. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of each tied up. Or 4 of this style with the goose biot. I don't know. What's your vote? Goose biot on the right or the moose on the left? If you were a fish, which one would you want to go for? You tell me. You tell me. All right, let's take a sip of beverage. What time do we have? 6:38. These are pretty quick. These are easy to tie. Once you get comfortable building parachutes up and down your posts, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. So Donna says with the goose biot. Let's go ahead and do one with the goose biot. That was just a little different. The only difference is the tail. So we'll go ahead and secure this hook. If you're just joining me, it's a size 14. This is a 4X fine hook. Brown tying thread. I'll also use the same thread for my ribbing. So pull quite a bit out. Start up front. And we'll take this thread all the way to the bend. All right, goose biot. Let's see. Did I put that away? I think I did. Have no fear. Always keep your materials near. Go ahead and get our pieces out. So this is some tannish, goldenish goose biot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate 2 and trim them off of the stem. And I know sometimes some people, they like to just tie them both in at once. I'm a one at a time kind of guy. At least with these biots. So I'm going to measure this out. I'm going to measure this out 1 hook's length. And when I add the thread tension, I'm pulling away from myself. Perpendicular. And I'm just going to come underneath, do a couple of wraps on the bare hook, and I'll lock that in there. And we can just bury that. Bring my thread to the rear again. for the other side. This one's a little bit easier because I can just line this up with the other one, tip to tip. Now on this side, I'm pulling straight towards myself, opposed to up or down. Keeping that thread tension. That was a short piece, so we don't have to go under. No dipsy-do involved there. Beautiful. That's the only difference between those two. We'll go ahead and post up. We'll post up our post. It's a crinkled Zelon. This is a caddis amber from Blue Ribbon. I'm going to come up from underneath. I'm just going to set the material right on the top side of the hook. A couple of wraps, and we'll tie this down the length of the body a little bit. About halfway from here to there, because you can't get there from here. All right. Take our thread forward and we'll post up our post. A couple of wraps around the front, locking that in. Keeping the tension down. There we go. That's what I call a post. Sometimes you gotta take a second, spin your bobbin, spin your thread. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's go ahead and do our body. This body, once again, it's a hook and hackle. It's a turkey, Ozark turkey, Merganser, BRN, brown. Beautiful, beautiful feather. Beautiful, beautiful. I really like it. I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to give this a little snip. About 4 fibers or so, 4 or 5 fibers. And I'm going to just flip them around and tie them in by the tips and with the dull side out. That way when I palmer it on, it'll have the good side out. All right, let's see if we can tie one of these without a turkey fiber breaking. This is going to be nice and close, touching wraps. Maybe even a slight overlap. Working that from the rear to the front to just behind the post. Build up that rear portion of that body. And I'm going to lock this off in front of that post. All right, trim off the turkey. All right, the thread that we tied in at the very beginning, we'll go ahead and do our counter wraps from the rear to the front. Nice open spiral. Really get a bite on that material. All right, I'm going to switch and take this up front, and I'm going to do my reverse whip finish. 1, 2, we'll give that the old 1, 2, 3. Boom. How easy is that whip finish forwards and backwards. I'll trim off that extra thread. And we'll take a few wraps up front. Build up the front half of that body just a little bit. I suppose I could tie in a couple more rounds of turkey, but I'm not going to get too worried about it. Check your watch. What does it say? What time is it? It's hackle time. Running low here, folks. Running low on these smalls on this little patch I have here. I'm already going oversized as it is, so this will probably just have to be the last one. At least using this bird. Alright, let me go on. A little bit easier when I have it in my lap. Here we go. That way I'm not stretching over the camera. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just fold some of these back. Off with the fluff. Give it our little high and tight. Boom and boom. Alright, let's carefully tie this in up front. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Alright, let's go ahead and take this feather. We'll work it up the post a little bit. And if we need, we'll just help it popped. There it goes. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, where'd my hackle pliers go? There they go. I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab my hackle with my hackle pliers right by the tip. You know, it may seem silly, but you always want to grab your hackle in line. That way if you have it, it doesn't put a sideways bite on it. Alright, let's go ahead and palmer this on the post. We'll play that ever so delicate game of balance and tension. If you have gallows, this would be the time to use them. Definitely make things a lot faster. But sometimes it's not about the speed. It's about the passion. Alright, I'll fold this down. We'll lock this in to the rear of it. And I'll do my 1, 2 this way. Alright, let's go ahead and trim that tip off. And we'll come in with our straw, that way we can use both hands for our whip finish. One, two, three. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Trim off that tying thread. And we'll trim our parachute down to size. Right about there. Alright, that's a Mocha Parachute. I don't know. I like the goose buyout, but I like the moose mane. Let's go ahead. We'll switch out our holder. Here we go. So goose buyout and moose mane. Which one's gonna catch more fish? I don't know how the goose buyout will float as a tail, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, let's go ahead and we will post up our weekly giveaway announcement. Move our vice out of the way so we can talk. All right, here we go. One comment on the tie of the week equals one entry. Okay, so that's after this live stream becomes a video and you can watch it any old time you want. You get one entry per person per week. You must comment after the live stream after it posts as a video. Only comments posted during that 1 week are going to count. So that first week is closed. Those entries are going to be tossed in the hat, and those same people will have the opportunity to comment on this broadcast. The drawing will be July 2nd, and it's going to be for 12 flies tied up here on tie of the week at a minimum. So at least 12 flies as a minimum. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's been about an hour. Practice your whip finish. Practice your backwards whip finish. It's I don't know. It took me a couple of times, but it was fun to figure out. So yeah, if you think of anything else, any requests for anything to tie in particular, if I have the material, I'll tie it. Or if I have something that's a close substitute, I can give it the old tied up fly tying school effort. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Happy tying, everybody, and with the Mocha Parachute, tight lines.